Today, we are going to discuss the acquisition of AutoNation Berhad by Istar Holding Group, exploring how this strategic move aims to enhance operational efficiency and competitiveness in the automotive industry. The acquisition of AutoNation Berhad by Istar Holding Group is driven by a combination of internal factors such as strategic vision, technological advancement, operational efficiency, and cultural integration, as well as external factors including market dynamic, technological advancement, regulatory changes, and evolving customer expectation. Together, these factors position AutoNation Berhad for growth and competitiveness in the automotive market under Istar Holding Group ownership. AutoNation Berhad, a well-known local automotive manufacturer, aims to significantly improve its operational efficiency and strengthen competitiveness in the highly dynamic automotive sector. While Istar Holding Group, a leading Chinese automotive manufacturer, brings to the table innovative approaches and a strong global market presence, which are crucial value in today's competitive automotive landscape. The acquisition between AutoNation Berhad and Istar Holding Group was driven by the alignment of AutoNation Berhad, which aimed to enhance efficiency with Istar Holding Group's value of innovation and global market strength. Now, we are going to talk about the internal change drivers that resulted in this acquisition move. First, strategic vision and leadership. Under Istar Holding Group ownership, AutoNation Berhad benefits from a strategic vision that guides evolution in product development, market expansion, and operational enhancement. Next, technological advancement. The integration of Istar Holding Group's advanced automotive technologies enhance AutoNation Berhad's vehicle platform, manufacturing processes, and development of electrical and autonomous vehicles, thereby modernizing its product lineup and strengthening competitiveness. The third international drivers are operational efficiency. There is a strong emphasis on supply chain management and operational optimization to streamline the production processes, reduce costs, and boost productivity. This ultimately delivering higher quality vehicles. Lastly, cultural integration. Cultural integration between Istar Holding Group and AutoNation Berhad ensures alignment of corporate cultures, values, and communication practices, fostering synergy collaboration and a sharp focus on strategic objectives. Moving on, we are going to discuss about the external changes drivers that resulted in this acquisition formation. First, external changes drivers is market dynamic. AutoNation Berhad adapts to economic trend, shift in consumer preference, and regulatory changes, tailoring strategies and product offering to meet evolving market demands. Next, technological advancement. These change drivers actually contribute both internally and externally toward this acquisition. Externally, technological advancement is the influence of electrical vehicles, connectivity solutions, and autonomous driving technologies shape AutoNation Berhad products roadmap and investment, integrating cutting-edge technologies to meet consumer expectations. Next, regulatory environment is one of the external change drivers that contribute to this movement. A proactive adjustment to changes in emission standard, safety regulations, and trade policies ensure regulatory compliance and leverage opportunities for growth. And finally, customer expectation. AutoNation Berhad responds to shifting customer preference toward sustainability and advanced features, developing vehicles that resonate with target demographic to enhance satisfaction and build customer loyalty.
Chapter 2, Stakeholders Analysis. There are two different analyses. The first one is stakeholders affected by the change. It is essential to recognize and comprehend the parties impacted by a change in order to facilitate a successful transition and attain desired results. The following are the main parties who are usually involved in a big organizational change. Employees. Organizational changes may have an immediate effect on the workers, especially when it comes to new positions, job security, and the skills needed to adjust these changes. Concern about job security. Workers can be concerned about redundancy or possible layoffs as a result of the change. If this issue is not adequately resolved, morale and productivity may suffer. New roles and responsibilities. Role reorganization is frequently the result of changes. Workers may have to move into completely new roles or assume new responsibilities, which can be stressful and generate reluctance. Required skills. Upskilling or reskilling is required in light of new procedures and technologies. The amount of information that the employee must acquire and adjust to this new criteria may feel overwhelming. Management. In order to promote and carry out change inside the company, management is essential. Leadership in new processes. Managers must effectively lead their team through the process of change, which calls for a thorough comprehension of the new procedures and strong team leadership skills. Strategic alignment. One of management's main concerns is making sure the change is in with the organization's overarching plan. They have to weigh the long-term advantages against any short-term interruptions. Customers. Customers are external stakeholders, and as such, the effectiveness of an organizational transformation can be greatly impacted by their demands and expectations. Expectations of product quality. Consumers anticipate better or more reliable product quality. Any perceived drop in quality and occurs during the transition process may cause people to become unhappy and lose compliance. Innovation. Consumers frequently seek for new and improved goods and services. Aiming to meet or beyond this expectation, changes should be made. Suppliers. Suppliers are important chain participants that have to adjust to new rules and procedures. Adjustment to new supply chain processes. Suppliers may need to modify their operations to align with new procurement policies, production schedules, or delivery timelines. Regulatory bodies. Regulatory agencies make sure the company abides by rules and regulations. Compliance with new regulations and standards. Organizational changes must abide by national and international laws. Infractions may lead to fines and legal problems. Investors are concerned with the financial health and profitability of the organization. Assurance of profitability and return on investment. Investors need confidence that the change will lead to sustained profitability and positive returns on their investment. Second analysis is stakeholders' concerns, needs, and potential resistance. In order to manage and mitigate this risk connected with the change, it is imperative to comprehend the demands, concerns, and potential resistance of stakeholders. Employee. Fear of layoffs. Resistance may arise from workers' fear of losing their employment. These anxieties can be reduced where feasible by open communication and job certainty. Need for training. Sufficient training courses ought to be offered to assist staff members in gaining the abilities required for the novel position and technological advancement. Adaptation to new technologies. Peer support groups and help desks are examples of support systems that can help staff members adjust to new technology. Management. Resistance to change in leadership roles. Managers may oppose modifications that affect their responsibilities or power to make decisions. Reducing opposition can be achieved by involving them in the planning process and emphasizing the strategic benefit. Operational strategies. Make sure the change is in line with organization's strategic objective might assist management in appreciating the benefits and lessen resistance. Customers. Concern over product continuity. Consumers may be concerned about disruptions in the availability of the goods. These worries can be allayed with clear explanation of how the modification will improve product offers. Service quality. Maintaining or enhancing service standards throughout the transition is essential for keeping customers. Suppliers. Adaptation to new procurement policies. Suppliers must comprehend and adjust to the latest procurement regulation. This shift can be made easier with early involvement and unambiguous instructions. Timelines. New deadlines should be communicated to suppliers so they can modify their activities. Regulatory bodies. Ensuring compliance with law. Avoiding legal problems required constant process upgrades and monitoring to guarantee compliance with legislation. Last one, investors. Confidence in the integration process. Investors want proof that the change will be implemented successfully and without causing significant interruption. Future financial performance. Confidence among investors can be preserved with the help of precise forecasts and proof of possible financial gains.
Now, it's my turn to explain about the chapter 3, which is consists of a diagnostic analysis. In diagnostic analysis, there is 3 things that we're going to be discussed. First is on the gap analysis, second is on the force field analysis, and the third one is the 7S framework. Okay, I will explain about the gap analysis first. In gap analysis, we are going to have 3 objectives, which is the first one is to improve operational efficiency. There is 4 stages. First is the current state, second is the future state, the gap description, and also the last one is the remedy. In the current state, inefficient manufacturing process, high production cost, which is for these objectives in their future state is the optimize the lean manufacturing. And then the gap description is the high cost due to the inefficiencies. And what is the remedies? The remedy is about the implement the lean manufacturing principles. And then we moving to the second objective, which is to enhance the technological capabilities. In the current state, partially integrated advanced technologies, well, in the future state, we are focusing on the fully integrated technologies. What is the gap description? The gap description basically we're going to focus on the limited technology integration. And then what is the remedy? The remedy is to accelerate the technology integration to achieve our objective, enhance the technological capabilities. And then the last objective in this gap analysis is to unify corporate culture. In this current state, the culture is more to fragmented culture post-acquisition. In the future state, we are going to achieve that a cohesive and aligned culture, which is good for this automation berhad. And also for the gap, we can identify that the cultural misalignment happen in this company. And then on the last one is the remedy for this objective is implement a cultural integration program. Next, we move on the force field analysis. In this force field analysis, we are going to focus on 2 things. First is the driving force and second is the restraining force. I will explain about the driving force first. In driving force, we have 4 elements that we're going to discuss and I'm going to explain to you. First is the strategic vision in the driving force, which we are focusing on the technological advancement and market expansion for automation berhad. Second, technological expertise, which we're going to find the access to advance the automotive technologies, which is aligned with this company target. Third one is we are focusing on the market demand. High demand for innovative and quality vehicle like now is booming in the market. Lastly, is on the regulatory compliance. For sure, we want to meeting and stringent the standard. High standard will provide a high quality product. Second, we are focusing on the restraining force. In restraining force, I have 3 things to explain to you. First is the resistance to change, because most of the employee is focusing on their job security concerns. Adaptation to the new roles is hard for them to make a change. This is one of the restraining force we can identify here. Second is on the cultural misalignment. Challenge in merging the cultural is a bit hard in a multinational company. For example, that's what the automation berhad is target to be in the future. Last one on the restraining force is the resource constraints. Financial and human resource is always be a limitation for a company to grow. So by identifying this kind of constraint means that we know that we are having a problem, so we're going to improve it in the future. Last one under this diagnostic analysis is I'm going to explain on the 7S framework, which consists of the strategy, structure, system, share value, style, staff, and also the skills. First, on the strategy. What is the current strategy that is going to be implemented? We are going to focus on lean manufacturing and technology integration. What is the future strategy for automation berhad? Expand the market presence and enhance the innovation. Then, how are we going to structure? current structure is more focusing on the hierarchical functional divisions. But in the future, we are going to move towards a more flexible structure and integrated for collaboration. Then, what kind of system that we have currently? Currently, we have the partially integrated system. Then, for sure, in the future, we are going to focus on the fully integrated system. And then, people might ask, under the 7 framework, what is your share value? Under the share value, current automation Berhad, we are focusing on the mixed value. So, in the future, unified value promoting innovation and efficiency will be our target. Next, we have the style, which is the current style is the top-down leadership. In the future, we are going to participative empowering the leadership. How about the staff? The second last is the staff. Currently, we have the diverse workforce, varying adaptation levels, but in the future, moving forward, we're going to have a skilled and adaptable workforce. And last but not least for this 7S framework, strong manufacturing and emerging technology skills, what we have right now. And then in the future, we're going to enhance more on the technological, managerial, and innovation skills. That's what makes automation Berhad more valuable in the future. I believe that I already explained all the 3 elements that we have in the chapter 3 under diagnostics analysis.
I'm Nabila and I will be presenting the change management plan for A-Star Holding Group Berhad, particularly on the transformation through the acquisition of Alternation Berhad. As you can see in the figure, we will be analyzing this transformation using John Kotter 8-step change model, which provides a comprehensive framework for managing change effectively. So, A-Star Holding Group Berhad undertook a significant transformation by acquiring Alternation Berhad. This move was driven by the need for global expansion and also technological advancement. To manage this transformation, we adopted John Kotter's 8-stage change model, and which we'll be discussing in details. Firstly, Kotter's 8-stage change model includes 8 steps designed to help organizations to manage change successfully. These steps are: create sense of urgency, create a guiding coalition, create a vision for change, communicate the vision, remove obstacles, create short-term wins, sustaining and consolidating improvement, and lastly is create the change. So we move to the first step, which is to create a sense of urgency. For A-Star Holding Group Berhad, the need for change was driven by growing competition and the need for technological advancement. So we communicate this urgency by emphasizing the pressure for competitors and the opportunities for growth. This helped to build a strong case for the need for transformation within the organization. And the next step is to create a guiding coalition. We form a strong team of senior executives and leaders from both sides, which means both company, A-Star and also Alternation. Additionally, we engage external experts and also advisors to facilitate the integration process. This coalition plays a crucial role in guiding and also supporting the change effort. Okay, next is create a vision for change. To steer the change, we develop a clear vision for the integration of Alternation Berhad. Our vision focuses on enhancing A-Star market presence in Southeast Asia and improving our technological capabilities, and also focuses specific strategies. Initiative included technology transfer, new product development, and also market expansion. So the fourth step is communicate the vision. We all know that the key to success is communication. So I would like to say that communicating the vision is vital in organization. As such, we motivated employees from both companies to support the change by conducting workshops and meetings. We also offered incentive to employees who contributed significantly to the integration process. This ensured that everyone was aligned with the vision and motivated to achieve it. Next is remove obstacle. Removing obstacle is essential to facilitate change. We address cultural difference through training programs and streamline operational process between the two companies. This helped to remove any barriers that could hinder the integration and ensure the smooth operation. Number 6 is create a short-term wins. To build momentum, we focus on creating short-term wins. For instance, we introduce new model leveraging A-Star technology and achieve immediate sales target in new market. This early success was crucial in building confidence and demonstrating the benefit of the change. Next is sustain and consolidate improvement.
To sustain and consolidate improvement, we continue investing in automation berhad and launch additional initiatives like the development of electric vehicle. For example, we expanded automation presence in international market and established feedback loop to refine our strategies and process continuously. So lastly is create the change. Finally, to anchor the change in our corporate culture, we updated operational practice and also policies to reflect new ways of working. We also invested in leadership development program to maintain the momentum of change and foster a culture continuous improvement and also innovation. In summary, we have successfully navigated the transformation of Ista Holding Group Berhad using Corte's 8-step change model. Throughout this process, we learned the importance of clear communication, the need for strong leadership, and also the value of early wins. These lessons have been invaluable in guiding our ongoing and future change initiative.
I'll be continuing with Chapter 5, Implementation Strategy. For our case study, we'll be using merger and acquisition. There are three big topics under this implementation strategy, which are timelines, resource allocation, and also key performance indicators, KPIs. Okay, under timelines, there are three important phases, which are pre-merger phase, merger acquisition phase, and also post-merger phase. Let's go through one by one. Pre-merger phase, planning and strategy development. The companies need to define M&A objectives, conduct market analysis, and also identify their target companies. For due diligence, we'll be looking into financial analysis, legal review, operation assessment, and also cultural compatibility evaluations. Under the valuation and deal structuring, there'll be performance valuation analysis done, structure deal terms, secure financing, and also negotiation purchase agreement. Coming to merger acquisition phase, under the regulatory approval, the companies need to submit necessary documentation, comply with antitrust laws, and also obtain regulatory clearances. Under the closing the deal, they'll be finalizing the purchase agreements, secure shareholder approvals, and also execute payment and legal transfers. Going to the post-merger phase, under the integration planning, companies need to establish integration teams, develop integration roadmaps, align organization structures, communicate with stakeholders. Under the operational integration, they'll integrate the IT systems, harmonize the HR policies, consolidate financial systems, and also streamline operations. Under the cultural integration, they'll conduct cultural alignment workshops, foster open communication, and also implement change management strategies. Performance monitoring, they'll set performance metrics, regular progress reviews, adjust integration strategies as needed, and also measure synergy realization. And for last point will be post-merger evaluation. They'll conduct an assessment over overall success, identify lesson learned, document best practices, and to plan for future M&A activities. Coming to the next topic will be the resource allocation. Under resource allocation, there's also these three same phases, which are pre-merger phase, merger acquisition phase, and also post-merger phase. Under the merger phase, planning and strategy development, the companies need to allocate market research teams and also create the budget for external advisors, for example, consultants, investment bankers, market consultants, etc., and also assign internal project leads. To do the due diligence, they'll engage financial analysts, hire legal experts, deploy operational review team, schedule time for management interviews, and also under the value and deal structuring, they'll create a finance team for valuation models, legal team for deal structuring, external valuation consultants if needed, and also allocate budget for negotiation processes. Under the merger acquisition phase, regulatory approval, legal team for documentation, compliances, officers for regulatory adherence, and also budget for regulatory fees. Under the closing the deal, the finance team will conduct payment processes, legal team and for finalizing the contracts, and also shareholder relations team for approvals. Coming to the post-merger phase, under the integration planning, they'll form cross-functional integration teams, allocate project management resources, budget for integration planning workshops, and also under operational integration, IT team for system integration with the HR team for policy alignments, finance team for consolidating systems, operation teams for processing streamlining. And coming to the cultural integration, HR team to conduct cultural workshops, change management consultants, and also budget for commission initiatives. Under the performance monitoring, they'll need to allocate team for performance tracking, set up regular review meetings, and also budget to monitor the monitoring tools. The last point under the post-merger evaluation will be assign evaluation teams, allocate team for interview and surveys, budget for post-mortem analysis. The other additional considerations are contingency funds to set aside for unexpected costs, communication plans, budget for internal and external communications, and also allocate PR resources for stakeholder communications. And the other consideration factors could be training and development, so to allocate resources to upskill their staffs, and also budget for employees training programs. Last point, key performance indicators. Under financial KPIs, we have revenue growth. To combine revenue and increase revenue post-merger, achievement of projected revenue synergies. Under the cost synergies, reduction in operation costs, savings from procurement and supply chain consolidations. Under profit margins will be improvement in EBIT margin, net profit margin post-integration. Under ROI or return on investment, there will need to be an ROI from the M&A transaction and also payback period for the investment. Coming to the operational KPIs, there will be integration milestones which they need to evaluate of the achievement of key integration milestones on time and also percentage of completion of the integration tasks. Operational efficiency, improvement in production or service delivery efficiency, reduction in cycle times for key processes. Under the IT system integration, percentage of IT system integrated and also reduction in IT-related disruptions after the merger. Coming to the human resource KPIs, employee retention rate of key employees, and also overall employee turnover rate. They also need to consider cultural integrations, employee satisfaction scores, results of cultural alignment surveys. Under the training and development, number of employees trained in new systems or processes, improvement in employee skill levels. Coming to the customer-related KPIs, under customer retention rate of key customers, customer turnover rate. Coming to customer satisfaction, net promoter score or NPS for the existing customer, and also customer satisfaction survey results. For market shares, they'll be using increase in market share post-merger and also achievement of market expansion targets. For the regulatory and compliance KPIs, they'll be looking into regulatory compliance, number of regulatory approvals obtained on time, and also compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. For the risk management factor, they'll be using identification and mitigation of integration risk, frequency and impact of compliance issues. Coming to the last point under KPIs, post-merger performance KPIs, which they'll be conducting synergy realization, which to achieve or projected synergies and tracking of synergy realization over time. Coming to the performance monitoring, they'll need to conduct frequency and results of performance reviews, adjustment made based on the performance feedback from time to time. The last point will be post-merger integration PMI success, which stakeholder satisfaction from and with the PMI processes, and also achievement of strategic objectives set by pre-merger phases.
Chapter 6, Conclusion and Recommendation. First of all, we will look at the conclusion. Developing a change management plan for implementing new technology involves several factors. Firstly is change scenario identification. Fundamental change can be represented by implementing new technologies. Second is analysis of change driver. It involves internal and external change drivers. For internal change drivers included operational efficiency, employee productivity, and cost reduction, while for external change driver, it include market competition, customer expectation, and regulatory changes. Third is stakeholder analysis. It is involved internal and external stakeholder. For internal stakeholder, it include employees, managers, and departments directly affected by the new technologies. While for external stakeholder, it includes customers, suppliers, regulatory bodies, and industry partners who interact with the organization. Fourth is diagnosis tool utilization. For this factor, we are using two analyses, which is gap analysis and force field analysis. Gap analysis is to identify area where improvement are needed, while for force field analysis, it is analyze implementation of new technologies. Lastly is change management plan development. We are using quarter 8-stage model. This quarter 8-stage model provide create agency, form a powerful coalition, create a vision for change, communicate the vision, remove obstacles, create short-term wins, build on the change, and anchor the change in corporate culture. Next, we will look at the recommendation. First recommendation is clear communication strategy. Implementation, a robust communication plan need to be done while maintain stakeholder buy-in throughout the change process. Second recommendation is comprehensive training program. The development of training program with necessary skills need to be done. This program need to be interactive, ongoing, and designed in minimizing the disruption. Third recommendation is proactive resistance management. It is anticipating and addressing resistance throughout proactive while utilization of feedback mechanism. Fourth recommendation is resource allocation and timeline management. It is involve implementation phase and maintaining a realistic while adjust resource allocation as necessary. The last recommendation is continuous evaluation and adjustment. For this recommendation, it's need to establish key performance indicator, which is KPIs, and evaluate this metric, solicit feedback, and adapt strategies.